When you're doing these drills, try to keep up.
Hold on now. You, over there. I see what you're trying to do. You think you can do all this kind of stuff without going slow, taking your time, figuring things out, getting good with your weapon, and then jump into the quick stuff. Sorry, brother, that's not how it works. The way it works is you put in that work, you get a little faster. You put in more work, get a little faster then. And then you put so much work in that you can't possibly be in the same level that you used to be. That's how this works.
What's going on, guys? So today we're going to do a few drills that are exponentially going to help your speed, your accuracy, as well as hopefully your timing. We're going to start real slow, then we're going to go fast, and then we're going to go as fast as possible, okay? So when you're doing these drills, try to keep up. All right, so first I want you guys to start slow. Do not do this fast, because if you're going to do that stuff, you're going to miss and things are just going to get bad for you.
Sadly, this right here is where most people mess up. They want to do the cool guy shit, but don't want to do the cool guy work. Sorry, folks. You got to go slow in order to get fast.
All right, just two shots, one to the left, one to the right, or one to the right, one to the left, depending on what you guys choose.
I can't stress this enough. Take your time. None of this kind of stuff is possible without the fundamentals. Build them, grow them, make them stronger.
Now start picking up the pace until your mag goes empty.
Please note that this flinch is not one of anticipation, but one of recoil mitigation. The flinches you got to worry about are the ones that happen before the trigger is pulled.
All right, so you guys saw I worked through one problem, right? But here are all my hits. So if you ever have a problem like that where you have to work through it, tap, rack, reload immediately. Find out what is the problem, and the route should probably come right out. If you have some kind of malfunction, clear it as fast as possible, but get right back on it and get on target, okay? Don't hesitate, just do. So on this drill, you're just gonna do 15 rounds plus one in the head, equaling out to 16, so every shot should be even, but go as fast as you can, but to keep your accuracy.
So for my more advanced people, go ahead and fast forward until you find the next drill. This is more for the intermediate or the beginners. I got to try to cover all bases because you never know who's going to be left behind. Remember, we all had to start somewhere. Be sure to get those reps in, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so here are my hits. All right, so the first iteration go pretty slow just to get the rhythm going. Then the second iteration go a little bit faster or even as fast as you can, but to keep the same consistency. Now I'm gonna push it a little bit faster and try to get these things out as fast as possible.
Right now, you're still only in need of 16 rounds. Right after this drill, then things are gonna speed up. I also want you to take into account for how many times you've unholstered and reholstered your weapon. These also count as practice, not just the rounds you're shooting.
All right, so that's going as fast as humanly possible for my standards. All right, no misses, no misses. This is a small target. These are supposed to be held down at 15 or 50 yards out, but I'm using small targets because it helps my accuracy get better. The bigger targets, you have a little bit more acceptability. I hold myself to a higher standard. So on the last video when I had 3 misses, I didn't like that. This is using the same weapon, all right, my EDC. Glock 19. What I want you guys to do to work on a simple routine. Now we're gonna step it up, and I'm gonna throw in a mag change in these drills. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna load one magazine, get one in the head, keep this magazine empty. You're gonna load this with 15 rounds, and you're gonna shoot the same drill, but when you go on empty, you're going to immediately mag change.
What this drill is doing is simulating a stoppage of some kind, or a malfunction, or simply just a mag change, forcing you to immediately go to action on a reload.
That will happen. This is why we practice. Let's do it again. So I want you guys to notice what just happened there. I threw my mag in and I didn't even need to hit the button. It slammed so high that it pushed the slide forward. Just count that as a blessing.
Unbeknownst to me, in a few short moments, my weapon is about to have a few malfunctions. They are not going to be something that you would kind of regularly see through weapons that you would purchase. But I build my weapons, so please keep that in mind. So sometimes these kinds of things happen, and it is what it is. That's just user caution, just to let you know. But I want you guys to notice that when I shoot the weapon, there's a click before the jerk. This is internally a sound that you're hearing from the snap of the trigger. Now, when you see my jerking, it should never happen before the shot were to be broken, okay? So when you guys see that stuff happen and people say, oh, you're jerking the weapon before the shot, they don't technically know what they're talking about. This is exactly what it means to have a recoil mitigation awareness.
But still a good run all in all. There are my hits. One miss. One miss. All right, so now we're gonna add 3 rounds, and in these 3 rounds you're still gonna have a mag change. 3 rounds and then immediately hop on the next mag.
I always want you to notice that it will always show you my fails, and I will always show you malfunctions, and I will always show you my misses. This is something I do to show, first off, I'm not perfect. Second off, this is the real world, where edits and all that stuff can happen, sure, but not in my videos.
All right, so those are my hits on the 3s. And now we're gonna move up to 5, all right? 5 rounds each magazine. This is how you develop your skills to get faster and accurate at the same time, okay? So start slow, then move on to an intermediate, then move on to a lot faster when only you are ready. So I'm getting a light primer strike on here, and that only happened when I added the mag well. It has nothing to do with the internals. What might not be happening is it might not be seating properly in the weapon itself, and it might be just hard for the firing pin to adjust. So I don't know, because I do know what ends up happening is, watch this. Goes off. So, oh, there's a stovepipe right there. So that's not good. We'll see what happens. I don't know what might be happening. Again, this gun is fairly new because I've added new internals. So we'll see what's going on. It could just be break-in issues.
That being said, I am going to retire this weapon for a little while till I know that it can perform the way it needed to perform, and I do not want to see any failure to fires, because if I see that anymore, this thing is going to have to be retired indefinitely.
On my last run, I ended up getting 1 miss. I didn't notice it till now, but for the most part, mean, in all fairness, one miss on each side, it's a good thing. Not that I missed, but the fact that I only got one. Well, thankfully I put 6 in the mag, but as you can see, I'm still having a little bit of an issue. So light primer strikes, not fun, but they are something you can work through. So if this is happening to you, work through them. Don't stop the fight. All right, so now this last drill is my favorite. It's called the 1 to 4. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take 1 shot on your first target, 2 shots on your second, 3 shots on your first target, and then 4 shots on your second target. All right, so you're gonna do this as fast as possible, and then you're gonna now also incorporate a mag change and do it all over again. And also you can switch it up, you can go back to forth back, it really doesn't matter to me, as long as you're getting a fast action on both targets. So that was quick. If you need to go slow, please go slow first in order to get that. But you'll eventually get that fast where it won't even bother you. Here are my hits. This way you guys know I'm hitting my target and I'm not just tossing shots out of nowhere.
Now what this drill does is it attacks your core deficiencies. Anything that could be going wrong, you'll find out in this. As you acquire acquisition and you take your shots, you will know either if it's gonna break too soon, too late, if your finger isn't prepped correctly, if you've overdrawn on your finger press. There's multiple things that this drill is doing in order to find out what's really going on with your speed, and if you need to either slow things down or if you can continue and get this drill down.
It always happens on my first shot, so I'm just going to slow it down to make sure that I'm not consistently messing up like that. But again, you see, this is what happens when you excel and you push yourself to the limits that you never thought you could be at, because if not, you're never going to get faster. You're just going to stay mediocre. As you can see, the majority of my hits are dead center. More heart area on this guy. All right, but you guys get the gist of it. I'm gonna do a few more of those, and then I'm gonna save whatever ammo I have or just load it up in my gun. I think you guys can work on this. Get comfortable with this first. Don't just jump to this right away and think you're some John Wick. This kind of stuff took years for me to practice. I'm trying to get you guys to that position of where I'm at as fast as possible. But honestly, it's slow and steady. And once you guys get comfortable with that, then you move on. All right, so just taking a look real quick before I leave. 1, 2, 3 misses on this guy. 1, 2 misses on this guy. So out of around 200 rounds or more, not a bad day. All right, guys, that's it for me today. So I hope you guys go out there and practice this. Get comfortable with this first before you start going fast, and then, you know, you're wasting your own time and especially money. So get out there, practice the beginning drills, and when you get up to here and you get up to the speed that I'm at and the speed that other shooters are that you might look up to, by all means, let it rip. You're going to fail quite a bit. It's okay. Fail as much as possible until you're no longer failing and it becomes something that, I don't know, something of a habit, if you will. All right, so I really hope you guys practice this and stay safe while you're doing it, and make sure if you're like me and you build weapons, keep an eye on your guns and keep an eye on what's going on with them. Take account for what's happening to them. Love you guys. Be safe. Peace.
It's criminal the way they look at me, so cynical. They want me to leave. It's criminal the way they think. All aboard the ship, hoping that we sink. It's criminal.